So I'm going to continue my counting series on the rhythm studies. This is actually book 1, Essential Elements, and I'm going to page 43. We're going to start up here at the top and see how far we go with this video. I normally do 2 to 3 lines per video for your lesson. This one has some pretty complicated rhythms starting in it, and if I send you this video, or hopefully either you'll have this book or I'll send you, of course, a copy. But here it is in case you need to take a screenshot. Okay, so we're going to start at the top. I'm going to call that line 37, number 37, which technically is line 1 on page 43. We have a combination of eighth notes. As a review, remember, eighth notes are counted 1 and 1 te. If they're together, 1 te, 2 te, that's important. And we have quarter notes, 1, and we have rest, quarter note rest, rest. Okay, so starting with line 37, we have a combination of all of these things. Here I go. I'm going to do the whole line the way you probably are counting in your band class, or you would count if you were counting with me. Foot is a metronome. Down, up, here I go. 1 te, 2 te, 3 te, 4. 1 te, 2 te, 3, 4 te, 2 te, 3 te, 4 te, 1 te, 2 te, 3 te. I didn't say rest on the rest, I just did this, which would be your down, up, with your foot, down, up. So that's how I did that. Whatever tempo. We're kind of going a tempo de lerno on this counting. The next line looks super intimidating, and the reason is because of the little thing that looks like a dot and a 7 attached to it. Those are called eighth note rests. If they fall on the upbeat, it's just half a beat. If it falls on the downbeat, it's still half a beat. And then it's usually accompanied by an eighth note, which in this case, yes, any of these are accompanied with an eighth note next to it that's lonely. See, these two are friends. They're holding hands. They're BFFs, buddies. You know, we've got buddies here. This one's a loner. So that's how that is. Here's a measure of loners. You know, if they fall on the downbeat, it's just going to be a short 1, 2, 3, 4. That kind of thing. Most of these, it looks like, fall on the downbeat on line 41. All right, here I go counting this one. It's going to sound real similar to if it was quarter notes, but it's not. Down, up, starting at 41. 1 te, 2, 3 te, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 te, 2 te, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 te, 4. So that's how that goes. It's a little half beat rest, eighth notes. Because remember, at 1/8 note, the loners, as I call them. I don't know where I come up with this. I should have been a comedian, I guess. A musical comedian. So the loner note is a half a count. The loner rest, it's doppelganger, is also half a count. Not to be confused with half notes. That's a whole nother topic. Another video. All right. Line 45. That's line 3 on here. We got time for one more, I think. So as I go through this one, it's got those eighth note rests, loner rests, on the downbeat. So you're going to be saying te or and, depending on your school. Sometimes people count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for eighth notes. Some schools count 1 te, 2 te, 3 te, 4 te. They call that the Eastman counting system. Ain't that fancy? Eastman School of Music came up with it. Doesn't matter to you. You're going, well, I don't care. I just want to make 100 on the counting test. So we're going to do the te's because most schools do the te's. All right, so 45. Counting through this one. Again, those eighth note rests look real scary, but they're just on the downbeats, so you have to count around them. All right, 45. Down, up, here I go. Te, 2 te, te, 4 te. Time out. I want to point out that the way I said that I didn't say the ones on the rest because it was a rest. Down, up. So 1 is a rest. Tay, 2, tay, right here. Tay, 2, tay, that's 3 right there. Tay, 4, tay. You get that right, your bander's going to be going, you're amazing. You're like a rock star. So it's tay, 2, tay, tay, 4, tay. That's how you count that. All right, I'm going to count that measure again and keep going this time. Here I go. Down, up, tay, 2, tay, tay, 4, tay, 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 1, tay, 2, tay, 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 1, tay, 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 4, tay. That's how you do that line. Now, there's some things like that measure 2 there, where the numbers fall every time on the 8th note rest. Tricky. So you're just going to go tay, 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 tay. If your school does ups, you're going to say up, because the down is the rest. This is my foot. Up, 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 up. Or and down, and 1, and 2, and whatever it is. That's how you count that. So with those 3 lines together, well, that'd be a great test if they had you do all 3 lines and hook them together, which they might. I don't know. Most schools wouldn't have the time to do that, it seems, these days, unless it was a beginner class, although that's not beginner counting, at least not in the first beginnings of band. It would be later on in the school year. That's also this type of rhythm you'd see in middle school, 7th grade, 8th grade. So if you can count all that, good for you. You're well on your way to what they call musical literacy, being musically literate, meaning you can count rhythms. Rhythms are the success to any band program. They're the success to sight reading, and if you cannot count rhythms, that's the failure. That's the recipe for failure, to not being able to read music. Because if you can read the rhythm, even if you play the wrong notes, if you've got the rhythm right, you can stay together. So that's why that's so vitally important to be able to count. So practice these 3 lines. This got you through measure 48 on page 43.